Welcome back. I'm here today with Sean Lewingrath. He's the CEO of Inergy. And Sean, welcome to today's show.
Thank you for having me, Alan.
So Sean, for the listeners, can you give me your background or give us your background of what you did prior to joining Inergy?
So most of my career has been in high tech, predominantly in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I started off my career at PeopleSoft and then moved to various high tech companies in the Bay Area, like Apple and Oracle and so forth. I actually did a stint with Apple, and most of it was actually in Cupertino, but the last stint was actually in China. So we actually moved out to China to expand the Apple stores. And so that's kind of my background. Went to school, undergrad at actually San Francisco State, did a lot of community colleges out here until I got enough credits to transfer. I transferred to BYU in Provo, Utah, and then came back to the Bay Area and worked East Bay. And then at some point I got my MBA, did an MBA with UC Berkeley and Columbia University as an executive MBA program. But pretty much till about maybe about a year ago, I've been pretty much in the Bay Area.
So would you call yourself a software engineer by background, or what's your
I'm
degree?
actually a business guy. So
Okay.
it's business background, did a lot of operations. I started off my career in finance. That was my undergrad degree in international finance. And started working in tech companies and just discovered I had an affinity for software and projects and implementing things. And that's kind of how I parlayed into kind of more technology and operations and implementing large systems.
Now, Inergy is a fairly small startup, and it's getting ready to launch products, and basically it's a solar-based technology.
Yes. So we are a portable solar generator company. You can call us basically a portable solar solution company. The mission of the company is to bring the world affordable solar power. We feel that, Mother Nature has given us this free gift, and she just keeps giving it every day. And if we are able to just collect it, then you can take advantage of that. And that, it's a renewable power. And so it's one of the things that we strongly believe in is to democratize solar, or to get solar out to everybody. And the approach that most of the industry has taken is actually from a tops down. What that means is, there's a lot of companies that deploy like large solar arrays or solar farms, and the big companies that put it on your roofs and so forth. Well, we actually want to get solar in the hands of people, but from a consumer products perspective. So from the ground up, from the bottoms up, actually. That's what we want to do is provide solar from a consumer products perspective.
It seems that as technology develops, and it's interesting. I'm a Tesla owner.
Oh, okay.
And they took us on tours of the plant, and they showed us the big battery packs. I'm like, that's just a bunch of AA batteries.
Right. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. And so in your battery is it's a different. Is it lithium based?
It is lithium based.
Okay.
It's actually, you were mentioning about the Tesla battery. So we use similar batteries to the Tesla electric vehicles. That's what allows us to get our generators to be compact and small, because it's lithium ion batteries. So we have a product called the Kodiak generator, which is a 1 kilowatt basically battery bank that has an inverter, charge controller, battery management system, all of the sophisticated technologies to make it safe and efficient in a 20-pound box. And we're able to deliver 1 kilowatt of power. And that's because we're using the lithium ion batteries.
So to give a comparison, I guess 1 kilowatt will power roughly what?
So you can watch maybe a 50-inch TV for about 18 to 20 hours. Our customers have been using it in the field, so we have these examples from them. So there's a gentleman that ran 3 loads of laundry on one full charge. You can charge your iPhone over 150 times. You can run a refrigerator for about 28 hours, or a 18 cubic foot chest freezer, for about 33 hours.
Now, when we're using these numbers, though, this is without a charge.
Correct. Once you've fully charged it, then you just basically draw on it. Now, if you actually set up solar panels that connect to it, you're actually able to use it while you're charging. So you can actually use it over a much longer period of time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Sean, I need to take a quick break. I'm visiting here today with Sean Lewingrath, and we'll take We'll be right back after these messages.
I love fishing, with my family.
I think it would be easier to use a net.
It was so much fun.
The times when we are together, it makes it all the more worth it.
Having Dad teach them how to cast a fly rod, and
as long as we're doing stuff together, we're having fun.
Some people see a father and a son fishing together, while others see a succession plan.
Welcome back. I'm visiting here today with Sean Lewingrath, and he's the CEO of Inergy. And Sean, the first segment we talked about your background, a little bit about the product of solar batteries that Inergy is putting out. But how did you come to get involved with Inergy?
Sure. So I mentioned that I spent a little bit of time in China for a startup. Actually, I was with Apple, but then I actually went and joined a software startup, the Sequoia-backed startup, as their regional VP for the Greater China region. So I ran that for 2 years. And then in many startups, there's a major pivot. So the strategy changed where the company closed all of their international offices. So that actually brought me back to the stateside. So I was actually looking for an opportunity in a place that I don't know and not too many people know about. It's called Silicon Slopes. Silicon Slopes is actually a name for actually the startup environment, or the startup community there in Utah, in the Utah Valley. There's a lot of tech startups out there. A lot of great companies that put that company on the board, like Omniture, Domo, Inside Sales. These companies are really doing really great. So I actually wanted to go out there and join that effort. I was actually introduced to somebody that did some investing in that area, and it actually didn't work out. So I ended up joining a company in Sunnyvale instead, a late stage startup, Arrowhive Networks, where I basically wanted to experience the IPO experience. So after we went IPO a year later, that friend that actually helped me look for those opportunities came back and said, "Hey, there's an opportunity to be the CEO of a young startup called Inergy Solar," and we were looking for someone that has Chinese background, who's got Silicon Valley ties, who's got ties to Utah, and I seemed to check all those boxes, and it was a great fit. I think it was the company culture and what I was looking to do and what I was interested in doing. Frankly speaking, Inergy Solar was a great opportunity, I felt, to allow me to give back to the world. So I actually am a refugee from Laos, and we came to the United States, and I went back to Laos just recently, and there's still a lot of people that don't have access to power, don't have access to electricity, to light. And so this company will allow us to bring people like that, in developing countries, access to power and light. And that's what drew me to this company. And I basically, my wife supported us to move out to Utah. And we moved out to Utah and actually we're running Inergy from out of Utah.
It's a big move, and I think that one of the things that you mentioned earlier is that during the break is that you actually have operations in Pocatello and then headquartered down in Utah.
Well, so actually the headquarters is actually in Pocatello,
okay.
And I do the commute from up and down Utah. So we expect to expand our operation. We actually have, obviously me being in Utah, we actually have operations by default in Utah, but we're going to expand a little bit more in the Utah area to access some of the talent pool that's out there and the different kind of startup vibe that's out there. So
now you're fairly new, early stage startup, which you mentioned before,
yes.
But you're getting ready to do a big product launch?
Yes. So we've actually launched a product that I mentioned about the Kodiak, and one of the things that has recently come up in the kind of the startup world is crowdfunding, which is a great vehicle to allow young companies to get their products out. We launched our first major product last year in November, which is that 1 kilowatt generator. We actually put that up without even actually having a production operations up, and we pre-sold over $700,000 worth of that product, and that funded the production of that. So we now actually have that solar generator, the Kodiak solar generator. We're actually getting that off the production line now, and so we're actually getting that out to people and so forth. And we just launched a new product called the Raptor, which is a smaller unit.
That's the 20-pound unit, or is smaller than
The
that?
Kodiak is the
20-pound.
20-pound unit, so 1 kilowatt of power in 20 pounds. And then this one, which is basically a portable solar charger, it's about 10 ounces, and that'll charge your phone 3-4 times using just the solar panels and the battery bank that's inside.
Amazing. I'm visiting here today with Sean Lewingrath. He's the CEO of Inergy. And Sean, I need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Since you can't take your wealth with you, spend time with your family.
Welcome back. I'm visiting here today with Sean Lewingrath, and he's the CEO of Inergy. And Sean, we've been talking about you currently have a product on the market, but you're getting ready to launch a new product called
Right.
the Raptor.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you show us what the Raptor
So
does?
I have the Raptor here, and what it is, it's the world's first solar-powered quick charge battery bank.
Okay.
So what that means is, I'll explain what that means. Is basically it's a battery bank, but it's a quick charge, meaning that if it took it took an hour to charge your phone, but with the quick charge technology, you can get it up to like minutes. Basically you can charge it about 70% of the way in about 30 minutes. And that's what you've seen, probably the commercials out there. There's a couple of technologies out there, Qualcomm being one of them, that allows you to quickly charge your phone. Many Android phones support that technology and so forth. And so you can just quickly charge it. But the difference between our battery bank and whatever all that's out there is that we're the first solar-powered quick charge battery bank. And so what that means is you can literally be out anywhere off grid, hiking, camping, fishing, hunting, where there's no access to the AC port, so you can recharge your battery bank, and you can actually charge your battery bank using the sun. So in one day's charge, you can recharge your whole battery bank, and you can basically be out there indefinitely, charging your phones, your GPS, your GoPro.
It's absolutely amazing that the efficiency. I mean, we're getting smaller.
Yes.
But we're having more power with smaller
Yes,
units.
yes.
And where do you see all this going?
So there's a lot of technology out there getting the batteries more powerful, getting the solar panels more efficient. So you can actually get it smaller and smaller to the point where now instead of having a rooftop full of panels, you can actually just put it on your balcony, and it'll be enough to charge like a battery bank or a battery storage unit that actually will power your home if the sun's out. And it'll get to a point where we're actually working on something where you can actually be off grid if you want and just still be tied to the public utility in case you need the power. But for the most part, you can actually use what you're collecting from the sun. On one day's charge, you can actually power your TVs, your washer, dryer, your AC unit, that type of thing. So that's what gets me excited, is that we can actually be self-sufficient. You can actually be off the grid and not lessen your footprint, lessen your carbon footprint. And that's our mission, is to bring the world affordable solar power, because again, it's renewable power, and that just helps the world all around.
So the Raptor seems like it'd be a great little tool for campers.
Yes. Yeah, we actually have a lot of
Now you got to put a 50-inch TV screen on your backpack, right?
right, yeah. That's for the Kodiak, but this unit here actually is for a lot of people that go. There's a thought that when you're out in the country, you just roughing it. But many people, they take their iPads with them and they watch movies, at night when you have nothing to do and it's all dark. A lot of people watch their iPads or on their phone, movies that they've downloaded. But a lot of that time, it takes a lot of battery. And so what happens is when your battery dies, that's it. You can't really recharge it. And when your battery bank that you brought, 'dies, then you can't recharge that. But with this, portable solar quick charger, you can actually be off the grid and not you can actually now recharge during the day. You just clip it to the back of your backpack or leave it out, and let it, soak up the sun, soak up the power. And then at night, you have lights and you have power.
And that has a flashlight on it too.
Yes. So one of the things that we've looked at is actually the developing countries. There's like 1.3 billion people in the world that live off grid. And what that means is they have no access to electricity. And the surprising number that not many people know about is about a third of those people actually have a cell phone plan. How does that work? You have a cell phone plan and you don't have access to charge it? A lot of people take the bus to the nearest town and pay to charge their cell phones, because their cell phones allows them to do banking, allow them to talk to family and so forth. And so this product, we really want to get this into their hands, so that way you don't have to pay $20 to $60 a year out of their pocket to go and charge their phone. They can actually use this product and actually just use the sun to recharge all of their devices.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's almost the size of a flip phone.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 10 ounces, and that's how big it is. Yeah.
So now, in this product, if a person wanted to get this product, the Raptor, how would they go about that?
So we are big proponents of crowdfunding, and so to launch this product, we actually put our product up there on Indiegogo, which is a crowdfunding campaign platform. And so if you actually go to Indiegogo.com and then search for Raptor, it should be there. And then basically we've given everybody who's buying on Indiegogo 30% off of what the retail price will be. So this is basically a thank you to all those who are supporting us in getting this product out there.
And what are those currently running then?
The Raptor Pro is at $55 roughly.
Okay.
And there's a lower version that's not a quick charge. That's I think like at $50 or something like that.
And then how long does it take usually for that turnaround there with the Raptor? What's the order?
So right now, when you order it, we will actually take that money and go and actually mass produce it and actually deliver it in the April-May timeframe.
April-May timeframe.
Yeah.
Okay. So what other products do you have on the coming out?
Yeah. So we're talking about providing power to the world. We're actually working on a product that is called the Homebase Plus, and that's a 6 kilowatt portable battery bank that can power your home. So it basically can do 220, which will run your AC units and your dryer, but it's 6 kilowatt of power, and then you can recharge using solar panels, and that will basically, it's a whole home generator.
This is disrupting the industry.
Yes, it's basically a more portable version of the Powerwall. You probably heard of the Tesla Powerwall, which is around 6 kilowatt. Elon Musk has actually upped it up to about 10 kilowatts, but at a 6 kilowatt, the original version was at 6 kilowatt, and that's enough to actually power a lot of your major appliances at home, and that's what we're doing. So basically, our version is a movable version. It'll be about 50 to 70 pounds, so you can still take it to a campsite or to your cabin or in your RV, or actually you can take it to like a construction site, and it can power a lot of your things when you're off grid.
Wow, it's really it's neat to see the progression, especially for those developing countries that don't have the power grid currently in place.
Yeah, one of the features about it that we're really excited about. So we're in Idaho, and we're actually working with the local national lab out there, which is the Idaho National Lab, and they've got some technology that we've been able to actually use and actually tweak it or port it to a smaller size, so it actually becomes what they call a nano grid. So we're actually installing some technology into our generator, so it becomes a nano grid. And what that means is you buy one generator, and then it's basically, you have one unit. But if you actually buy a second one, you can actually connect them together, and they'll talk to each other. So if you imagine, like in your neighborhood, if you have 5 homes all connected to each other, and then you actually have a power outage, you can actually be self-sufficient because all those homes can actually share and pool power, and that's one of the features that, and if you actually take this and apply it to the developing countries, you can actually build a city or a town grid one generator at a time. You don't need the utility anymore to actually wire everything up. You can build power for the town one generator at a time. We're really excited about that.
Well, Sean, we're out of time today, but appreciate you being here. I've been visiting with Sean Lundgrath, and he's the CEO of Inergy. And Sean, for the listeners, how would they find more information on your products?
Sure. You can visit us easily by going to our website, www.energysolar.com, INERGYSOLAR.com. So,
Sean, thanks for being on today's show.
thanks for having me.